Tutong, Yang Mulia Cikgu Muhammad Syahnu Fazli bin Haji Sabri, Deputy Academic Principal Cikgu Koo Keng Eng, our beloved YSF Coordinator Cikgu Siti Rohaini Muhammad Saleh, Senior Masters and Mistresses, respected teachers, representative of YSF alumni, Nur Ain Arisha binti Muhammad Armus, beloved YSF seniors, fellow students and friends. Hello and a very good afternoon to everyone. I am Akma Yuzrana, writer of Youth Science Forum and your MC for today. Before we begin, we would like to have Kalbi Abril Yaslin bin Razali from the religious unit of YSF to recite Surah Al-Fatiha.
أستغفر الله العظيم أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إلى حضرة النبي المصطفى سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه الكرام. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Thank you, Kalbi. It is with great pleasure that I welcome all of you to today's talk, organized by the Youth Science Forum, YSF. This event promises to be both enlightening and engaging as we explore the fascinating world of honey, from its natural wonders to its scientific significance and modern-day applications. To begin today's talk, we would like to have our beloved YSF President, Fong Sam Ki, give his opening speech. Let's give him a round of applause.
Respected Principal, Cikgu Muhammad Syahnu Fazli bin Haji Sabri, Deputy Principal, Cikgu Koo Keng Eng, Senior Masters, Mistresses, and our beloved YSF Coordinator, Cikgu Siti Rohaini binti Muhammad Saleh, YSF alumni, Nur Ain Arisha, teachers and beloved students of Pusat Tingkatan 6 Tutong, good afternoon everyone and a very warm welcome. It's a pleasure to see all of you here today for our very second YSF talk for batch 25-26. My name is Zen and I am the president of the Youth Science Forum. Today marks the second official talk of the Youth Science Forum of 25-26 titled The Buzz of Honey. This talk was inspired by a newsletter which was done by our seniors of batch 23-24 titled Why Bees. This session will be presented by none other than my assistant vice president of talk, Nurul Izan Hafiza, and my vice president of editorial to Adlina Adriana. Let's give our spokespeople a big warm round of applause. We hope that today's talk will open your eyes to the incredible world of honey, ignite your curiosity about the hardworking bees behind it, and inspire you to reflect on the deeper connections between nature, sustainability, and our everyday choices. Whether you're a nature lover or someone who's simply eager to learn, we believe you'll leave today with a newfound appreciation for these remarkable creatures. That's all from me. Thank you once again for coming here and supporting this event. I'll now hand over our microphone back to our MC for today, Akma Yuzrina.
Today, Izan and Adina will delve into the fascinating world of honey in their talk, The Buzz on Honey. They will share their knowledge, experiences, and insights on this remarkable natural substance, exploring its origins, health benefits, and scientific properties. Their talk aims to provide practical understanding and applications of honey in our daily lives, from nutrition to natural remedies and beyond. So, without further ado, let us put our hands together to warmly welcome our esteemed speakers, Nurul Izan Hafiza binti Muhammad Jocelyn and Adina Adriana binti Adi Rasid.
What is that sound, Athena?
I don't know, Ethan.
Where is it coming from?
Oh no! Is that a bee?
What is it doing, Athena?
Oh, where is it going?
Oh,
Oh, a beehive.
wow! What do you think this is, Athena?
I'm not sure, Ethan. Does anybody know what this is?
That is correct. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Ethan, Assistant Vice President Talk of Youth Science Forum, Batch 2526. And with me today is...
Hi everyone, my name is Adelina, the Vice President Editorial 2 of YSF 2526.
And today we will be conducting a talk titled
The Buzz on Honey.
To start off, as you have correctly identified earlier on, the substance that was given to us by the bee was actually honey. But what exactly is honey? What do you think we use honey for in our daily lives? Would anyone like to give us an example, perhaps?
Anyone?
Just a quick example. Okay, let's choose someone from the audience then. How about you? Could you give us an example?
For your pancakes.
Wow, that is correct. Thank you so much for your answer. So, from our example earlier on, we will move on to what exactly is honey.
So, scientifically, honey is a sweet and viscous substance made by several species of bees, from nectar and other sweet deposits from plants. And you might be wondering what honey consists of. So, it is primarily composed of sugars, which is mainly fructose and glucose, water, and various minor components like enzymes, amino acids, vitamins, and also minerals. Next slide.
So, from the definition earlier on, from these two images, could someone from the audience give us an answer of which you think is honey?
That looks difficult.
Should be a fairly easy answer. I think you can see from the slides already. Does anyone want to give an answer?
Let's choose someone from this side. Can you give me an answer?
Number 2.
That is correct.
So, from the image, we can correctly identify that image number 2 is honey. However, although these two may look slightly similar, honey actually has its special benefits that differentiate it from caramel, which is image number 1. Moving on, Athena, could you explain more about the specialties of honey?
Sure, Ethan. So, honey isn't just sweet. It's actually packed with benefits that go way beyond taste. So let's take a look at why this golden liquid deserves more hype. Next slide. So, as we all know from the definition earlier, honey contains glucose and fructose, which is a source of quick energy for the brain, acting as brain fuel. This quick energy can be readily used by neurons, potentially enhancing memory and cognitive function. Alright, next slide. So, as some of you may already know, honey is a popular ingredient in skincare. So what is in honey? Why is it popular in skincare? Why is it used in skincare? So it actually has natural antibacterial properties, which means it can fight bacteria that contain certain types of bacteria that cause acne, which is perfect for those who have acne-prone skin. Next is it has natural enzymes and is a humectant, which means it attracts moisture and helps the skin to retain it. This is also a good benefit for people who have dry skin.
Are those two the only specialties about honey, Athena?
Well, other than that, honey has rich antioxidants, including flavonoids and phenolic acids. These actually can help protect the body from damage caused by free radicals. Free radicals. That sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it?
Yes.
Are there any chemistry students in here? Can you raise up your hands, please?
I think some people don't want to admit they're chemistry students, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of chemistry students in here.
Yeah, so let's choose someone who doesn't raise their hands. Do you agree, Ethan?
I think so.
Let's choose someone from this side. Adli, can you help us explain what free radicals are?
I don't know this.
Alright, that's okay. Anyone else? Does anyone know what free radicals are? Anyone perhaps? Maybe we should ask the upper six students. Are there any upper six who take chemistry? Hello. Do you want to answer? Do you know the answer?
If you don't know the answer, it's alright. We can move on. So, next up.
So, in A-level definition, the one you have studied, which you probably have forgot, free radicals are a reactive species with one or more unpaired electrons. So, does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay. So generally, in correlation to today's topic, free radicals are substances which contribute to the aging process. So that means if you eat honey, the antioxidants in it will protect your body from these free radicals. So it's actually your bodyguard in syrup form. Next slide. Alright, so before we continue with more science of honey, let's take a look at how this golden liquid is viewed in Islam. So honey was once mentioned in the Quran in Surah An-Nahl, verse 68 and 69. Izan, would you like to translate it for us?
Gladly. To translate the verse, and your Lord inspires the bees, make your homes in the mountains, the trees, and what people construct. And feed from the flower of any fruit you please, and follow the ways your Lord has made easy for you. From their bellies comes forth liquid of varying colors, in which there is healing for people. Surely in this is a sign for those who reflect.
So as you can see, even in the Quran, honey is recognized as something that has shifa, which is healing. Alright, following that is a powerful hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. He once said, make use of the two cures, which are honey and Quran. And Ibn Qayyim rahmallah said, the Prophet ﷺ used to drink honey mixed with water on an empty stomach. And this is a secret of maintaining good health that no one can understand except for those who are intelligent and blessed. So imagine something as simple as honey, taken the right way, can be part of a sunnah lifestyle and also keep you strong.
Wow, that truly is heartfelt and touching. Moving on, after knowing the benefits of this golden liquid, we would like to ask the question, a follow-up question would be, how exactly is honey made? So, up next would be a video we will show you about how honey is made exactly by bees.
When a bee collects nectar from plants, they swallow it and store it in a special stomach. While in their stomach, enzymes start to break down the nectar. And when the bee arrives back in the hive, they vomit this nectar into another bee's mouth. And that bee will throw it up into another bee's mouth until the water content lowers. This process gives the nectar a gooey consistency, which eventually turns it into honey.
So to summarize from the video, we can understand now how exactly honey is made, how exactly this substance becomes viscous and sticky. This is because of the transfer process inside their stomach, where enzymes help to break down the nectar and also causing the water content to lower while also increasing the sugar content, hence giving us this thick, sticky texture, which we now call honey.
Ooh, that is interesting. But how do we extract this honey without harming the bees?
Interesting question. Up next will be a video about how the safe extraction of honey.
How to extract your honey in 5 simple steps. Step 1, pull the honey off the hive. Step 2, remove the wax cappings from the comb. This reveals all the honey, so that way when it's spun in the extractor, it can remove all the honey from the comb. Step 3, place the uncapped comb into the extractor. Step 4, with all the cells uncapped, you should remove all the honey and spin until all the cells are dry. Remove the dry comb from the extractor. Remove all the honey. Step 5 and last step, filtering the honey. Filtering the honey allows you to separate the wax and unwanted bee parts away from your product, resulting in a natural, raw honey as your final product.
As you can see from the video, this is exactly how beekeepers safely extract honey from their beehives. With this method, it keeps the bees safe while also can reuse once again those bee honeycombs that they have extracted earlier on to produce more honey.
Alright, so now we know how honey is made and extracted. Here are some special types of honey we have prepared today, which are Manuka honey, Kulunit honey, and also mad honey. So the first one is Manuka honey from New Zealand.
This type of honey is actually produced by bees that pollinate the Manuka bush. As you can see from this image over here, this is actually the Manuka bush, which is a native wild shrub with medicinal properties that these bees pollinate from.
More facts about Manuka honey is that their taste is stronger and earthier than regular honey, with a slightly bitter hint. It has unique antibacterial property due to a special compound called MgO. This MgO actually is the one who helps heal wounds and fight infections. Next, did you know that Manuka honey is so effective that hospitals sometimes use it to treat wounds and skin infections? Alright, moving on. Next one is kalulut honey. Izan, would you explain it in more detail?
Well, some of you have probably heard of kalulut honey before. Could I get a raise of hands who has actually heard of it before? Maybe even tasted it? Fairly a lot, and some people don't actually know. Well, actually, kalulut honey is originated from Southeast Asia, which is majorly produced by Malaysia. However, even Brunei produces this type of honey.
Moving on.
For the last example, which is mad honey, this type of honey is actually originated from Nepal and Turkey, which is produced by a species of bees called Apis laboriosa, or otherwise known as the Himalayan giant honeybee. Actually, this type of honeybee is the largest species of honeybee that we can see on Earth. More facts about mad honey is that why exactly is it called mad honey? Does that mean that when we consume this type of honey, we get angry? Do you think it is? No. Well, actually, this is exactly why it's called mad honey. When consumed, mad honey has an effect on our body, which is like it actually has a negative effect on our body, such as nauseousness, headaches, and sometimes when consumed in larger amounts can actually lead to death. This is because this type of honey contains a neurotoxin is contaminated with neurotoxin named gray endotoxin, which is found in the redundant species of plants that they pollinate from. As you can see from the image over here, the image above would be the redundant species that they pollinate from, and the image below is where exactly this honeycomb can be found. This type of honeycomb is found on the cliff sides of mountains, primarily due to the plants that they pollinate from, because these types of plants can only grow on high altitudes, such as mountains and cliff sides. Hence why the honeycomb is located on the cliff sides.
So, although mad honey is considered bad, it actually used as a alternative medicine for hypertension and also flu. All right, next slide, please. So we've been saying a lot of sweet things about honey, but just like anything good, if you overuse it or use it in the wrong way, honey can have some downsides too. So let's take a look at why this honey have some downsides. Yeah. All right, the first one is increase in blood sugar level. So we already know in the definition earlier that honey contains glucose and fructose. And if this is consumed in large amounts, it can cause rise in blood sugar level. So, suggestion, take honey in moderation. For example, like take it for around 1 to 2 spoons of honey daily. Next is consult the doctor if you are diabetic. This is very, very important. Next slide. So honey can also cause dental problem. We all know that honey is sugary. When it stays on your teeth, bacteria use the sugar to make acid. That acid slowly damages your enamel and causes cavity. So, suggestion, brush your teeth after eating honey or any sugary foods. Next slide. Next is unsuitable for babies. So,
Why exactly is it unsuitable for babies? When we as adults and maybe even teenagers can consume this liquid safely?
well, that's a good question. While babies under 1 year old have immature digestive system, their stomach and gut bacteria are not strong enough to kill the harmful bacteria, like bacteria spores, like Clostridium botulinum. So, answering your question just now, no, it doesn't affect older kids or adults. It actually affects only babies because they have a mature digestive system.
I see. That is quite informative and interesting.
Yeah, so save the honey until they're older. Next slide.
Next up is pure honey versus
Fake honey.
First of all, pure honey is made naturally by bees, while
Fake honey is mixed with sugar syrup or artificial sweeteners.
pure honey is thick, dense, has a thick, dense structure which may crystallize over time.
While fake honey has thin, water texture and it rarely crystallizes.
Pure honey has a rich, complex taste and a pleasant floral aroma, while
Fake honey is sweeter, but it lacks natural aroma.
pure honey contains natural enzymes, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals compared to fake honey.
Which lacks these beneficial nutrients and also enzymes.
And lastly, pure honey does not dissolve immediately in water.
While fake honey dissolves quickly in water. Next slide.
Here's to debunking myths about honey some of you may have heard before. Moving on, we will show you a short video.
I made a video about how up to 40% of supermarket honey could actually be fake. And the response was incredible. So many of you want to know what real honey is and how you can tell. Well, the wait is over. This is some real honey from the beehives. We pour just normal tap water over it, and then we just shake the plate. What's incredible here is that honey has memory. So once the water starts going over the honey, it starts to remember the honeycomb shape. We filmed it in slow-mo here so you can really start to see that honeycomb shape form. It's truly incredible. This is the real deal. Fake honey won't do that.
So, have you seen videos like this before? Maybe on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and maybe even on TikTok? Okay. Well, do you agree with the term that honey has memory? Interesting. What do you think, Adelina?
I do think it's true.
Really? Well, actually, the term honey has memory is actually false. This is because this honeycomb shape is due to the viscosity of this liquid. Say you were to do this experiment using dish soap and probably even corn syrup, you can actually produce the same type of honeycomb pattern as you can see from the video earlier on. So, if you were to ask yourself this question, does dish soap and corn syrup also come from beehives? Exactly, no. Moving on. So here's a few statements we have found on the internet about honey. Could you please kindly scan the QR code up front and help answer a few questions we have prepared? Is everyone done? Alright. Actually, the statements that we have found are all actually myths. I don't know what you have answered, but we will share the results on our Instagram story later on. So moving on. For the first myth, honey never spoils.
So honey doesn't spoil easily due to their acidity, antibacterial property, and also antifungus property. And you might probably have heard that honey was once found in ancient tombs and are still safe to eat. And that's true. Well, these conditions discourage the growth of bacteria. But honey can still spoil if water gets inside the container. Next slide.
For the second myth, honey on metal is destructive to the metal.
So how exactly is it destructive to the metal? Well, it is only destructive to the metal if you left your metal on honey for a very long time. So say you left your metal spoon on a jar of honey for days or weeks. Your metal may damage. So why is this? This is because honey is acidic, around pH 4. So it reacts with metal, but it has a slow rate of reaction because the acid is weak. As you can see, pH 4. Next slide.
And lastly, only bees make honey.
Well, this is partly true, but not exactly. Some wasps and ants also produce honey-like substances. For example, Mexican honey wasps and honeypot ants. But bees are the only ones that make the kind that we eat.
Adding to that, it is not scientifically proven that a honey-like substance made by these creatures are actually safe to consume. Actually, with the saying in mind, it is better to be safe rather than sorry. So, for the moment you've all been waiting for, finally it is quiz time. So before our quiz session begins, if anyone would like to answer, kindly come up front, stating your name, your class, while also giving us your answer. Are you ready? Okay. For the first question, this is a fairly easy question. The honey has memory. True or false?
My name is Mabay Malkian from L61. The answer is false.
That is correct. For the next question, from one of the examples of honey we have stated earlier on, choose one, stating its name, its origin, and its producer.
Anyone?
If anyone would like to answer, please come up front.
Hello everyone, my name is Adri from L61 and the answer is Klulut Handi from Southeast Asia and from Malaysia. Producer Klulut B. Stingers.
Next, for the final question,
What's one difference between pure and fake honey? Just one difference is
this is also a fairly easy question if you had paid attention to the slides earlier. Perhaps one of the girls? watery and does not crystallize.
That is correct.
So, next up,
So, if today's talk got you buzzing for more, guess what? Our YSF seniors from batch 23-24 already started the hive. So, if you're curious or want to know more about bees, you can scan the QR code or go ahead to the YSF website. And it looks like Shiguro Haini's cat have made it to one of our slides.
well, that is all from us. And before we end our talk, we would like to recite a little poem we have made for you.
Your attendance we appreciate, we truly do, because there is no honey that is sweeter than you. With buzzing thoughts and golden cheers, you've made this gathering bright and clear.
The bees that work with joy and grace, you brought form to this very place. So before we leave, remember this too. We're grateful, thankful, and also inspired by you.